everybody, and welcome back to. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Northern Celtic podcast for another week of Celtic goodness. My name's Cameron, and we have returned for. And as you can probably tell, I'm joined by Mr. Chapman.
Hello, how are we doing, everyone? It's good to be back for the 12th instalment of the Northern Celtic podcast. Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. We're back after. Oh, goodness me, how many months have we been off air now?
Oh my goodness, I reckon the last one, was the 19th of July, I reckon. But,
Jeez.
Before lockdown finished and we were allowed to play football again.
Yeah.
But here we are again, back in the second lockdown. So I thought I'd get hold of Cam and say, right, let's get another one of these episodes done. Let's get one of them down.
The returns.
Dan is with us tonight. I think he's fairly busy at the minute with life, so we just thought that me and Cam would get ourselves down. And although Cam hasn't been to any of the games, but also you've had a very busy life at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, I hope in a distant future, hopefully when life starts fully returning to normal for everybody, we will see a return to my boots on the pitch.
And won't we all love it? It's a moment that I am waiting for, and I can die a happy man knowing that I've seen you played again on the pitch once more. So, I mean, let's get into it. Episode 12. Let's move forward. A lot has happened since we last all spoke together, really.
Well, nearly.
I mean, the season started, the cup started. We had a hell of a load of pre-season games, didn't we?
Yeah, well, pretty much half a season's nearly happened since the last time. We sort of started rounding up and getting into your content, which you have provided fantastically for us to replace the podcast in the form of the match highlights. And all of them.
I very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've loved doing it. It's been great fun. It's a shame that I haven't got any more to edit. But I mean, since we last spoke, we've had 11 sort of official either pre-season or friendly games, 12 if you include the interclub friendly that took place last week. But a lot of games have been played, but two of them are only league fixtures, which we've never played, and two of them are cup fixtures. But I mean, the first place to start, I mean, it's got to be the league table.
Yep, of course.
Like I say, due to lockdown, not many games have been played. So I think the maximum amount of games is 4. So you'll see it up on the screen now. Is the table for Division 4 this season. In first place is Wickham. They have 1-3, drawn 1, and sitting at the top with 10 points. In second place is Claydon with 9 points, 3 wins from 3. Great start for them. By the looks of things, with 13 plus goal difference, and sitting in third place, North of Celtic, 2 wins from 2, with a +5 goal difference, 6 points. Fantastic top 3 at the minute, which is where we'd aim to be, really. I'll just quickly rattle down the next list. Trinity in 4th, Taverners 5th, Atletico 1. So I'm going to say it's 1, so I'm not really sure, but I think it's definitely not 1. Panthers, Margaret Catchpole Reserves, Cherry Tree, and then Phoenix at the bottom. Competitive again this year, Cameron.
Yeah, we're really seeming to challenge for that promotion spot, and really with the team depth we've got and from what I've heard and watched on the channel, it definitely looks like we've got the team to compete for this.
I mean, it's been a fantastic start, and I mean, I know it's early days, and we've only played 2 official league games.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, the boys have been fantastic, and players been brought in like Kieran Beattie has made a huge difference in the squad at the back, solidifying that back line.
You've hit the ground running, and it's exactly what you wanted.
I mean, another man for that is Kelvin, who's been the king of consistency so far this season, and has been a big player for us. But I mean, that is how the table stands at the minute. Like I say, we only had 2 games, but we won both of them, so can't ask for any more. 100% win rate. So I want to take everyone back all the way to August, and our first pre-season game. Our first one was against Phoenix, which we played. I think it was up at Chantry High School in the AstroTurf, which we won 4-1. Good first game. Second game was against Rushmere and Diamonds Reserves, where we lost 3-2, but they played in the division above us. But a really, really good show. We had that goal from Levi as well, which was ridiculous, still claiming it's a shot. I mean, I'm inclined to believe him, but it could well be across. Moving then forward, we then beat Foxwood United, who are in the division above us. We beat them 4-2. 2 goals from Aaron Jennings in that, which was good to see. But their team's completely changed now as they've moved up to the division above. The following week was a 6-2 loss to the Rushmere and Diamonds first team, which I'm not as kind of devastating as the result looks, considering they play in Division 1. And I believe the next side either plays in Division 1 or the Prem, who we only lost 2-1 to, is Leicester Orient, who we lost to with a goal from Zach King, who unfortunately can't sign on for us this year due to complications in grading. But hopefully in the next year or so he should be able to sign on too, which should be great, especially if we're looking to get promoted. So that would be amazing. After that game, we then played Phoenix once again. They wanted a rematch. They'd got some new players in. They'd pinched a couple of players from Foxhall United, to be frankly honest. But to be fair to them, they signed on to Phoenix, so it was good to see that. And we just still beat them 4-3. It was quite a close game, but us coming out on top once again. Then we had our first cup fixture, which was the first round of the Sunday Cup, where we beat Margaret Catchpole Reserves 3-1. 2 set-piece goals from Kelvin and a lovely dink from Ben. It's good to see him scoring, isn't it, Cam?
Yeah, it's fantastic to see Ben on the pitch again.
Yeah, getting those goals in. And then there was a week where I was away. This was about 3 weeks into when I'd done my ankle injury, and we lost 5-1 to Claydon. I think that was a bit of a grey stormed day for us, and was definitely a bit of a learning curve of what I've heard. But again, Kelvin getting on the score sheet, does what he does best. But following on from that, when it came to our first league game of the season, we played Margaret Catchpole once again. Another 3-1 win. So, results, 2 goals from Martin there and a goal from Charlie. That was a goal against this team. And then 2 games back-to-back against Phoenix, 1 in the Cup, which we won 5-1, and and 1 in the league, 4-1. And then that was the last game, officially, before we had to go back into lockdown.
Yeah. It seems like Kelvin loves to keep scoring against Phoenix.
Yeah, there was about 3 out of 4 games. I think, was it 3? No, 2 or 3 out of 4 games. I think Kelvin scored Kelvin scored in every game we played against Phoenix. Every single one he scored at least 1 goal, which is mental. But we've had a really good run. I mean, just counting up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of those 11 games we won, which is a really good percentage. What more can you ask for there, Cam? I know it's hard for you to say because you haven't been there, but from what you've heard from me and what you've seen on YouTube, what is your feel from an outsider looking in?
I think it's fantastic. I might not have been there, but I still follow the club closely. And I remember playing in the season when we got no points in the league and we didn't win a whole game the whole season. So even though I might not be fully interacting, it is really nice to look up and see the team winning every week, even in the personal group chats, which I don't message in, but I do watch over, and it's nice to see the good team bonding and everything that we've seen this season. So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And like I say, you're obviously a committee member as well, so you get to see the whole side of the club. And on the whole, everything's just gone up and up and up since lockdown, really, hasn't it? It's been, an amazing change, and you have to be thankful to the players and the staff behind. It's an amazing turnaround, and we're probably one of the dark horses for the league this year. Could well be up there.
I hope so.
I think we've got the belief in the camp as well to do so.
Overall, I don't think there is a reason why we can't. I think the only thing limiting us is our ambition at this point with this season.
Definitely, and I think also there's an important factor that will apply to a lot of teams is depending on how many more lockdowns come, depending on how much the season's broken up. But hopefully this will be, fingers crossed, touch wood, this will be the last one that we have and we can continue with the season. But you know me, Cam, and you know that I love a stat and a bit of I'm a bit of a statistician in that sense, and I've come up with a few things that has taken place over the last 11 games that we've played, and I thought I'd just throw them in your face to see what you think about and get your reaction. So, goals scored. We've scored 33 goals in the last 11 matches pre-season.
Brilliant.
And competitive, of which we conceded 26. So for that old Kevin Keegan tactic, we're just going to outscore the team. But in comparison to previous years, it's a huge improvement.
I was going to say, normally, a lot of our. You are quite right that in a lot of our games in the past, we have attempted to outscore the opponent, but some of these score lines, 5-1 against Phoenix and 3-1, and they're all great score lines.
And the beauty of it, as well, is that the team has not changed that much. It has been a complete gelling of the team from last year. It's been a complete, complete side. I can say that because playing in it and watching it. The positive side of having my chipped bone in my ankle was I actually got to sit back and watch Northern play, and it was a great experience. I loved it. It was I missed playing with them, but it was actually a chance for me to sit back and go, wow, these guys are out there playing for each other, and it's I wouldn't be wanting to do anything else with my Sunday.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it? I'm right. So I've talked a little about the goals conceded and scored, but across all games, Kelvin scored 8 of those. Martin scored 5, and Dan scored 4. So Kelvin. He's a centre midfielder playing for us in the squad. He scored 8 goals in 11 games, and I couldn't tell you the amount of assists because I only now have the records for the official games. But he's been outstanding. Martin's come in, and although his finishing has been hit and miss, he has scored goals regardless. Yeah. And you can say the same for Dan, but he's had troubles of injury, but he's been there and he's scored goals as well, and it's come across the whole ballpark, which is really good. There's been I think the midfield and the defence. It's hard to, I don't want to highlight more positions have played well than the other, but because everyone's worked really hard.
Everybody's played as a team.
Yeah, and there's a couple of players that you haven't met yet. Players like Ryan Dale, who I think is an incredible prospect player. I think he's got a big future here with us. He's got a lot to learn, and I see him improving most weeks, and it's just all going up. But and I average possession for each game, and I worked out all of the possessions that we had. We average about 58% possession overall for the last 11 games. So very dominant on the ball.
I was going to say.
Yeah, very, very dominant performances. Possession's really good. It ranges, at the end of the game, it's ranging from about 70 to sort of, 40, like mid-40s percentages. So it's, very, very dominant performances. And this is something I had to dig deep to find out. We have scored in every single game since the 6th of October 2019.
Jeez.
How mental is that? Over a year. We've scored in every single game for over a year now.
That just comes back to what you said about how, the goals are coming from everywhere over the pitch. We've got our version of, Bruno Fernandes in Kelvin, quite obviously. And...
yeah, more or less Mr. Set Piece Taker. He's classy. But, that game was the 4-0 loss to the Pythons, Cam. I don't know if you can remember that one. It was we played sort of really well for 80 minutes and then we just folded.
Yeah,
which is something that we've fixed this season, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's been really good. And I've seen some players have really improved this year. Like Mikel's a great example of that. I think he's been fantastic. The king of the nutmegs now. He'll get anyone nowadays, but he's really improved. He's been a fantastic player this season. Another player I really want to highlight is Connor, playing at centre back this year, in the back three or right back when we play, with back four. He's been outstanding, definitely one of my players of the season so far. But let's talk, highlighting players. So I would say player of the first half of the season, but it's not even that. We've only played 4 competitive games. So I'm going to say player for the first section of the season, for the section so far. Cam, from what you've heard and what I've talked about, it's got to go to Kelvin, hasn't it?
Yeah,
you can't give it to anyone else. Although, everyone has played so well, Jordan could get another, look in there because if it wasn't for him, it would also be a lot more goals conceded. And I think it was almost between those two. for it so far. But again, it's so hard. But I mean, competitively, 5 goals and 3 assists in 4 games. What more can you ask for?
I mean, you are so right. It is no easy feat trying to select a player to celebrate like this at this point of the season, because everyone's just been so fantastic. But Kelvin has been the absolute. He's the engine running a lot. He's got great assists. He's scoring goals. My reference to him as Bruno Fernandes is no lie. He is quite literally, a lot goes through him, and his technique is incredible in the way that he manages it, and the way he's thinking, and it's not just him. The whole team's an engine. Other parts have got to move as well. The other players as well, and so I think it really how good our team has developed is really emphasised through his stats and performances.
Definitely been a huge part. It takes all cogs to make the clock tick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's brilliant. So well done to you, Kel. Fantastic. But moving on to the best goal of the 11 games so far. We've got a few contenders coming up. There's going to be a little look, I believe, on there. I'll just give you a quick highlight. There's a goal from Dan. There's 2 goals from Charlie, 1 from Kelvin, and then 1 from Levi. So a few goals up for show here. So let's take a quick look at the clips, and then me and Cam will make a decision on the best goal so far.
Taking the corner as he hits it into the box. And it's gone in straight from a corner. The second time he's done that, as Mikel wins the ball on the far hand side. He then attempts to play it in. Martin shields the ball out the way as it comes to Charlie. Smack, top corner. What a goal from in the middle, taking it again from the halfway line.
Good running into the middle there from Charlie. Definitely putting the... Oh my goodness!
What a strike.
That is incredible.
One of our players who stood in for us today, up to Levi Chapman on the left-hand side. Cuts back in, hits a shot. As far as Ben Frost, who plays the ball back out to Kelvin. Kelvin, who takes the shot from 45 yards out. Bang.
Well, Cam, those are some fantastic goals, aren't they? I mean, how do you pick from them? That's such a hard selection of goals from the lads, and I mean, they were well deserved. What's your take on it?
Oh, well, they've been you are absolutely spot on. They've been some pretty quality goals. We've got some fantastic long-range shots and some from a set piece, even though that set piece may be a corner. But we take them all. We take them all. So
take them when they're given, definitely.
So yeah, there's no doubt about there's no abundance of quality this season.
Too right. So which one are you going to give it to then, Cam? Who? What's your opinion? And then we'll see if we can draw a conclusion together.
It's really hard choice. I've narrowed it down to 2, and I think it's between Kelvin's one, purely because of the technique that he uses and the fact that it's 45 yards, nearly the halfway line.
I think I might have exaggerated that. I mean, take nothing away from Kelvin, but I think I did a very much, which is a bit of a Chapman trait, and I exaggerated heavily. I think it was a bit closer in than that, but I got carried away with the commentating and said it was 45. But nonetheless,
it was a long-range goal, and I think the other one that is between is Charlie's second goal, in which he scored when Ireland overreacted, and I think.
Oh, well, that's a reaction. That was like a Gary Neville prime reaction.
Yeah, no thanks. But I think personally, I'm going to give it to Charlie, because he had to use the initiative to spot the keeper off his line. Not saying that Kelvin didn't, but I think in the whole scenario and the way it went, I'm going to give it to Charlie.
I mean, to be honest, you've hit the nail on the head. That's who I would have gone with as well. That goal, especially the point in the game as well, to bring us, put us 3-2 up. I mean, it was an unbelievable strike, and you can see how close he is to the semicircle. So it was very, very close to, being a halfway line shot. It was an amazing technique. But no, he's been another amazing player this season again. Playing really, really well. I mean, so well done to you, Charlie, getting that goal so far. So a couple of good points so far. Right, we'll come to the concluding part. The upcoming fixtures. regarding that we are allowed to continue, our first game should be on the 6th of December, which is against, well, formerly Hintwisham Panthers, now just called the Panthers. If I remember correctly, the last time we played them, we beat them 5-3.
Yep.
But I believe they've got some new players in, as have all the clubs this year. It'll be interesting to see how they fare against us, especially with the lockdown break. Following that is newly relegated side from the division above, Atletico Once. Time will tell for that one. You know how teams like that can be, that have just come down from Division 3. Can be very strong sides, but again, time will tell. And thirdly, Trinity is our last game of the 2020 year to cap that off. Regarding we're allowed to play them all. Trinity, Cam, you'll probably remember as the 1-1 draw at the beginning of the year, when we had that torrential rain and wind where loads of games were called off, but we managed to play one, and Charlie scored another banger from outside the box, but it was impossible to see.
Yeah.
But those are our 3 upcoming fixtures. As soon as we can get some more content up, we will do. I mean, if we get a good reaction to this, there's no reason we can't do episode 13, Cam.
We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. But I've got another video coming up shortly. Depending on when this goes up, it might be before or after. Of the penalty shootout that we did after the game that we did in the Interclub friendly. But the continuing support has been amazing, and then we've got to keep it going, and I'll keep the content pumping out.
Yep.
Brilliant. Cam, it's been a pleasure being with you again on this podcast. It's been a while, but it's nice to speak to you again about all things Northern.
Fantastic.
Which is beautiful. We love to see it. Cam, sign us out.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching another week of Celtic goodness. If you have any queries or questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. But in the meantime, it's goodbye from me, and goodbye from Isaac.
Peace and love, guys. We shall see you again in whatever content comes this way. It's going to be a bit of a free-for-all, but let's see what happens. Thank you for your continued support.
We'll be seeing you around.
Bye.